So now that we have the standard deviation of this table, remember that looking at tables is not as exciting as looking at graphs. So the reason why we calculated the standard deviation in here is so that we can use those data as standard deviations on these graphs, on these columns. So in an exam, I normally ask you, what do this standard deviation mean? And it's basically how much variation you have around the mean. And when you look at the error bars, which is what we're going to add here, the error bars represent the standard deviation, and the larger the error bars, then you know the less tight the data are, which means in one measurement there was some number, in the next measurement was a close number but not really close. So the less the data on this replicates agree, the larger the error bars. So let me show you what does that mean in terms of error bars. Or first, let's look at the standard deviation. So this one is 0.25, 0.21. That's pretty similar. Then 0.01, this means that there's less variation across the replicates in this, on the 60 to 90, than there were in here. So whenever there isn't a lot of variation across different replicates, so they're measuring almost exactly the same thing, right? Just in different petri dishes in this case. So the less variation there is, the more you trust the data. All right, let's use now these guys as error bars for this. This is how you do it. It's like a, I don't know, 10-step process. So hang in there. I will show it to you twice. And that's why I do these two rows. So first, I click on one series. So I clicked only once, and Excel puts these bubbles around that series. So it says, I know you want me to do something to this whole series here. If I had clicked twice, then it said it's only this one. See how the other guys don't have bubbles? But I'm going to do this in one single pass, because I have all the data for all of these guys. So I'm going to, I clicked somewhere else just so that I can click once, highlight all of them. And then I have to say, okay, I know I highlighted the blue. The blue are the small at 20 in the different time points. So the small at 20 in different time points. So this first row here is the row that will be used as the data for the plus and the minus error bars. You will see what that means. So I clicked on that. Then I go here, add the chart element. And if you don't have that, that means you need to click on chart design first. So here, add chart element, error bars. Right now it has none. And then you're like, hey, standard error, which is similar to standard deviation, but one is the square root of the other. And you could click on that, and then it puts error bars. You're like, great. But the error bars are all the same size. And we know that this one is like half as big almost as these guys. So then what it did is it grouped all of the data that were for these and calculated one standard deviation. But I don't want that. I want for each group. So because I'm very picky. So I undid that. So this is how you will see why we did have that extra table. So click on chart design. This thing, add chart element. And then you go error bars. And okay, the standard error and standard deviation, as I said, it's just one is the square root of the other. Let me show you. This one is also going to group all the numbers. Okay, so this one is the non-square root, right? So it's much bigger bars. We don't want that. Undo that. Okay. All right, so finally, let's do what I really wanted to do. You go error bars, and then you go more error bars options. And now, okay, it says formula builder. That's not what I want. I want here, format error bars. Okay. Let's see. Here, there you go. On the format error bars, I want both error bars. I want a cap. Actually, the cap doesn't matter if it's cap or no cap. And it says, do you want a fixed value of 0.05? It just suggests something, but I don't. What I want is a custom value, which are the values we calculated. So right now it's putting the 0.05. Look how big. That's awful. Then I'll go here, specify value. It's actually putting a value of 1. I'm going to delete that and delete that. And then what I will do is I'm going to click on this thing here. And then this is going to collapse, become smaller. And I'm going to come and highlight the values I want. Since I am on the blue series, the blues are small at 20 at different time points. So let me show you. So I click on that. And then I grab these guys. I hit enter. And then for the negative values, I actually am going to add the same thing. So actually, I'm going to show you if I don't add negative values. Yeah, delete that one. All right, let's see. Okay, add chart, error bars, more error bars. I custom them, specify value. I don't want an error bar of size 1. I want this. And then I hit enter. Okay, I'll do then this one also. Hit enter. And I go, okay, and I hope this huge error bar is going to get smaller. Phew, thank goodness when stuff actually works. So see these, when it says positive and negative value, it just means there is here the top of the column, the positive error bar is this tick mark here above it, and then the negative is the tick mark below it. So I'll show you with another one. You click on this. Go to add chart elements, error bars, more error bars. Click on, make sure you are on the graph thing, custom, specify value. Now I'm on the orange one. The orange is large at 20, which is this guys. And then here, I didn't delete the one for 1 on this. See how awful it looks? I want to change that. Okay, error bars. How many times? Here, specify value. Let me delete both before I click something else by mistake. There, enter, then there, enter, and then okay. So those are the error bars. So what I test you on for exam is if some error bar is much larger than the other ones, then you might feel like, oh, maybe that shoe size of 43 when everybody else was 13, that was a typo, or there was some problem with some measurement which would make the error bars really large. So that's the concept between the error bars. It is the spread of the data around the mean. So if the spread is large, the error bar would be large.